little investors like you and me will not participate in this.
Dude, I'm not that little, bro. Come on, man. I'm not that little, man. I'm not that little of an investor, bro. I'm kind of, I weigh 185 pounds, bro. Come on, man. I'm not.
You weigh $5,000.
Yeah, but my pockets are light. I think maybe, you know, because a lot of mainstream people, they're not going to be into dumping and all that. They're just going to want to buy and hold because they don't have time to be playing around. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, they're just going to be like, oh, let me just buy this ICO now.
There was some freaking craziness in the ICO market this year.
Yeah.
So a lot of people and a lot of wealthy, very wealthy people have played the game of buying into ICO and selling 3 weeks or 1 month after when it spikes, or right after when the token is released. So in that aspect, I think that it's changing.
It's going to change.
I
right.
mean, the ICO we get now or get open on. When they are launched, the token are right at the ICO price and usually get lower. So, well, I think at some point we will see the good project will keep the ICO price and be relatively stable
right.
until the product is released.
Yeah.
And we're already seeing that with Pillar, for example.
Right.
The price is quite stable.
Right.
I mean, we got it at what was that? 10 cents, 10 cents, 8 cents. I think I got in at 8 cents in pre-ICO.
Yeah. Oh no, the ICO was like 12 cents.
Yeah. Okay. So I got at 10 in the pre-ICO.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah. The pre-ICO was 10 cents. Yeah.
There was ICO at 10.
Yeah. Pre-ICO was 10. But no, you're right. But it did dip because I bought them at 6.
To 7.
Huh? No, I bought them at 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it even dropped down to 5. I think 5 was the lowest it dropped down to, 5 cents. You know, but you know, I'll mention that when I talk about an ICO that I believe in. I'll still mention that. Like, look, there's a possibility because this has been the trend. You know, where the price does dip. You know. So it's up to you whether or not you want to buy ICO or buy later, but this is just the information, you know, and if you want to do want to buy, and I also mentioned that eventually that trend might change, you know, as more and more people, hey, look at your cup. My cup is almost the same, boy. You trying to copy off of me, man. I know, bro. But yeah, I'll mention that, you know, because I wouldn't want people to buy an ICO that I talk about, and then the price drops, and then they're all pissed off. You know what I'm saying? So I would mention that there's a possibility that the price could drop. You know what I'm saying? But to also pay attention because that trend might change. You know, within the next year. You know, within the next coming year.
I think the way those companies do their ICOs will evolve.
Oh, yeah.
It has to evolve. It will be the cost of doing an ICO will be more and more. The regulation involved will be more and more.
Right.
And at some point, I think that little investors like you and me will not participate.
So what do you think about the 2 Hardforks? Did you hear about that? The 2 more that they might do SegWit. They might still do SegWit, and that maybe another Hardfork after that. What you heard about that?
Yeah, well, for me, that's no more significant than the Bitcoin Gold Hardfork.
Yeah.
I think it's just new arts being created and that want to capitalize on the Bitcoin blockchain to not start at zero. So it's kind of the cash cow for now. To create money easy, you fork the major coins, and you got a shitload of coins appearing out of nowhere.
Yeah.
think we will see the exhaustion of that trend pretty soon.
Yeah, it's like
those two forks won't be valued at more than $500.
Right. You know, the way I explained it to my cousin is that, I could be wrong in saying this, but it appears to me that it's just like kind of people well, let me put it like this, like anybody that would really want to play around with these other coins, I would caution them because it kind of seems like a scam almost, like they're like, oh, we're gonna create this other coin.
It's not really a scam. You know, it's.
What I mean is,
I've seen a video recently that explained that thing by Ivan Antek. Got a series of video like programmer explains and the topic of this video. Yeah. And he was talking about the crypto cash cow. And for some time, the cash cow in crypto was creating a coin. And there was Bitcoin, and then there was Litecoin, and then they started creating Ethereum, Dash, and Burst, and all that jazz. And that was a good way to create value, creating a coin. Mm-hmm. Then we got into the second cash cow, and the second cash cow was the ICO market for this year. Mm-hmm. The very easy way to get money out of nowhere was to create an ICO, to create a token and to sell it. And now that this trend, the ICO trend, is starting to cool off, well, now the forking trend is the way for big player in crypto to make money out of nowhere.
Right. So what I'm
Well, yeah, but creating coins and making ICO wasn't a scam. That wasn't a scam. Okay. Forking coin isn't a scam either. It's like creating an altcoin, but you use an already existing blockchain to do that.
But this is what I mean, looking at the big picture of what's trying to go into their minds, you know what I mean, as to why some of these big players, like you said, it's a way for them to make fast money, right? But in capitalism and the way this is working right now, because cryptos is still, it's a free market, and you could say it's kind of capitalistic, you know what I'm saying? It has the undertones of capitalism still, you know what I mean? Because of this, let's say they create this coin, they pump people's heads up, you get some noobs that start believing some of the stuff that they're saying on YouTube about this brand new coin and how you should invest in it, right? So then, like, what were they saying about Bitcoin? Like, was it Roger Ver, one of those guys with the Bitcoin Cash? I saw a title. I didn't even watch the video, but it said that Roger Ver had pulled out, I guess during the pump, had pulled out like 24 million Bitcoin or 24 million in Bitcoin out of Bitcoin Cash. So it kind of, so it's almost, so then there's always has to be somebody left holding the bag in capitalism. You know, for somebody to win, somebody always has to lose. So it's almost, when I say a scam, I mean, it's like, okay, let's create this coin, let's pump it up and get so many people behind it, and then we're just going to dump on them and leave them holding the bag. To me, that's a scam. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't think that's the plan. I don't think the people doing that really want to do that. They are not just pumper and dumper.
Okay.
I mean, the Bitcoin Cash people want to take over Bitcoins.
You
they
think
don't want to pump and dump coin.
That's what they want to do?
Really
they want to take it over.
Take over the BTC tag.
So what do you think is even possible for them to do that? Like, what makes them think they can even do that?
No, that's not possible. But so here it is. You see, I got a very split opinion about that, because on one side we got the Bitcoin core guys, and the bad aspect of the Bitcoin core guys is that, well, the Bitcoin network is very expensive and very slow.
But that's our goal. You know, if you want a foxy lady and the classy lady, you gotta pay. You know.
That's also because the Bitcoin Cash people are spamming transactions in the Bitcoin network to make the flow. So
I didn't even know that.
What I want to say a bit, you know, the majority of the Bitcoin Core devs are employee of the company Blockstream. And Blockstream is owned by AXA.
Okay, I heard of AXA. I don't know much about it.
And the boss of AXA is Henri de Castries. It's a Frenchman, and he is the boss of the Bilderberg. You know what I mean? So there is that. So there is a good faction in the Bitcoin Core team that are like under the supervision of a Bilderberg chairman. So here we got one issue. For me, that's a pretty big issue.
Huge.
But still, I think that even with that, the consensus thing and the way Satoshi made Bitcoin will prevent them to have a lot of deteriorating effect on the currency. I mean, I think the currency is well made enough to survive from something like that. Well, on the other hand, we have the Bitcoin Cash people and the Segwit 2x people, because that's kind of the same people. I mean, the people who signed the B2X agreement, that look damn well like a Bretton Woods agreement. I just want to say that. The Bretton Woods agreements in New York and the B2X agreements look pretty damn similar. So, I mean, there are some very, very big players in that. I've noticed since like 2 months, Bitmain, you know Bitmain?
I don't know much about them.
ASIC, the ASIC fabricants, the Chinese ASIC manufacturer.
That's who Bitmain is?
What?
That's who Bitmain is?
Yeah.
Bitmain, they manufacture ASIC cards?
Yeah, the big majority of the hash rate for the major cryptocurrency are Bitmain devices.
Oh, okay.
And they have a pool on their mining too. So, and since a few months, they only accept Bitcoin Cash for their mining devices. I've noticed that. It's been a few months since they only accept Bitcoin Cash.
Okay, so what does that tell you? What kind of alarm does that set off?
Well, they knew that the V2X fork was to be cancelled, and they knew that all the people who signed the B2X agreement, like Roger Ver and the people at Coinbase and the exchanges, some of them will have a tendency to get back to Bitcoin Cash. And then the Bitcoin Cash pumped to $2,400, and they dumped all their Bitcoin Cash.
That sounds like a scam to me, bro.
Well, that's the kind of play these people can do. I mean, they are the Bitmain people are not in favor of Segwit, because Segwit make a change in the algorithm that make some specification and some patented circuit things in the ASIC miner like Bitmain not effective anymore. So Bitmain have they got the best ASIC miners because they implanted a special calculating chip into that won't be effective anymore. So they are pretty against Segwit and pretty against every kind of Lightning Network or thing like that on Bitcoin.
Man, yeah, that's rough. That's rough. To put all this work, time, and money and effort into creating something, and then here comes somebody that's gonna make it just totally null and void and obsolete. And then they got to go back to the drawing board.
No, I don't think Bitcoin Cash will be able to topple Bitcoin because Well, right now, Bitcoin is getting spammed with transactions, and it's getting very slow and very, very expensive because the miners are leaving for Bitcoin Cash, because with the increase of price, Bitcoin Cash is no more profitable to mine than Bitcoin. So, but at some point, I think it's every 2 weeks, so it will happen soon. The difficulty in Bitcoin and the difficulty in Bitcoin Cash will adjust, and the thing will balance itself out by its own.
Okay, so at the end of the day,
at the end of the day, I don't think people are ready to sell all their Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash.
okay, now, and what I was saying, at the end of the day, the people who are trying to do these forks, just like I just asked you, you know, do you think they can take Bitcoin over? And your very first response, and quickly, you said no. I don't think so. So, don't you think that these people who have been in Bitcoin understand Bitcoin, like Roger Ver and these other people? I think they know that already. You see what I'm saying? I think they know they can't take it over, that they're just scamming people, man. They just made millions off of that dump.
Their point is not bad, I think. The thing is, they say we have to stick with the original Satoshi Nakamoto paper. So, if we add off-chain services like Segwit and Lightning Network, that would be a security issue for the Bitcoin blockchain. And, well, that's kinda true, but that would mean that Bitcoin won't evolve. It will stay just a currency and a store of value, but it won't evolve. It won't be able to make smart contracts and things like that. But if we evolve with Lightning Network and things like that, then the main chain, I mean, it's just like there's a second blockchain, and instead of putting every transaction in a blockchain, in the main Bitcoin blockchain, they put the transaction into blocks already on an off-chain service, and then they put the ID of the blocks in the main blockchain. So you can put a lot more information into the main blockchain without increasing the size. Because the problem of Bitcoin Cash, they say we increase the block size. So, all right, we increase the block size by 1 megabyte or 10 megabytes. But the issue with that is that the blockchain gets bigger. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And the blockchain of Bitcoin is already hundreds of gigabytes. And at some point, we need to think that we would need something like several terabytes to just to store the blockchain, just to run a full node, and that will be a problem in the future. And the Lightning Network is meant to solve that problem.
Okay, now check this out, right? Back to, because when we were talking about the ICOs and how the trend might change, right? So I was going to mention the Pillar Wallet, because the Pillar Wallet, I feel, is going to be a major factor in the future on doing transactions in the crypto space, right? So we can get into the ICO thing too, because, you know, with Pillars, they're going to have ICOs in their wallet. You know, they're going to have a system to vet the ICOs and all of that, you know what I mean? And you'll be able to participate in ICOs directly through the Pillar Wallet, you know what I mean? So that's also going to probably play a major factor. But we can get to that in a little bit, but we're talking about, right, using Bitcoin for daily transactions, making it faster, making it cheaper, right? But, you know, I don't know if you ever watch Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister. I don't know if you ever watch him. I'll send you his link so you can check him out, man. He gives you a good angle on things because he's a Bitcoin maximalist. You know, like,
Oh yeah, I follow a few guys like that.
Yes.
I follow Vays is a very good chartist on
Yeah, he
Bitcoin,
loves
like
Tom
that.
Vays. Yeah, so he echoes a lot of what Tom Vays says, right? So
I learned a lot from that guy. I read his book and I
nice.
follow his site and his chart analysis, and I use his indicators on the charts, and they are very, very good.
Okay, so what Adam Meister was saying, which is I'm sure is the same thing Tom Vays says. I don't really follow Tom Vays much, but I know Adam kind of echoes what Tom Vays says. But you know, Adam's like this. Adam's like Bitcoin is like digital gold. He's saying that, well, right now anyway. I don't know how it's going to be in the future, but right now people aren't interested in buying a cup of coffee with their Bitcoin. You see what I'm saying? So he's like, so there's no need to do all these forks. People just want to buy Bitcoin and hold it as a store of value. You know, so people aren't interested. He's saying that there's other coins that you can use to buy coffee at the coffee shop that are already made, that are fast and stuff, and they're good for purchases. You know, so leave Bitcoin alone. That's his, you know, that's Bitcoin maximalist thinking, right? So, and I kind of agree with that because we got all these other coins that are already developed. There's so much energy. Because that's another thing to consider is our human energy. You know, we're all one. You know what I mean? So what are we putting our energy to? There's already coins that we already put our energy into that are to be used for daily transactions. So why force Bitcoin into being one of those coins that's already created? There's a few hundred. You know what I mean? We got Dash. You know what I'm saying? We got Dash. We got whatever. You got so many that we can just even Litecoin. You know, Litecoin is faster.
Yeah.
We can just use.
You haven't got IOTA if you want to do some fee-less transactions.
Okay, so that's how I feel. I really feel like leave Bitcoin alone. And
there is a thing though. Bitcoin is lagging in terms of technology. I mean, that's kind of obvious. It's really lagging in terms of technology. But in the end, the major problems that Bitcoin is suffering right now are programs that come from people that want to destroy Bitcoin. If you remove all the transaction spammers of the equation, if you remove all the FUD around, then, well, Bitcoin would work fine. It would be a bit slower and a bit more expensive than the average cryptocurrency, but not at a point that it's a problem. But there are some people spamming transactions on the network, and it's quite obvious because when they stop, the mempool drops drastically. I mean, not a lot of people use Bitcoins as a mean of transactions.
Right.
It's true. They use it as a store of value for the moment.
Right, for the moment.
That must change. But that must change. But I mean, we don't have to get to the IOTA level. I mean, we don't have to get Litecoin fast transactions. But still, right now it's way too slow, way too expensive. But that's principally because of people attacking the network.
Got you. And so you feel, okay, so you feel that the technology, that the code or whatever, it needs to be updated. But
I think the sidechain technology is a good approach. I mean, it will maybe cause some security issue, but I mean, I trust the Bitcoin team, devs team, because even if they work for Bilderberg, there's no comparison between the Bcash dev team and the Bitcoin Core dev team. It's like night and day. Bcash, they got nothing. All the good devs are working on Bitcoin Core. Really, the famous dev, the big dev, the people with the most experience in the space are all working for Bitcoin Core. So there is that. The Lightning Network would basically solve a lot of those issues, but they could potentially install some backdoors. And that's a possibility.
Yeah, well, okay, because
But
know.
I don't think they will. I mean, all the source code is open. Everybody can go read the source code. If they go and put a backdoor into that, well, at some point, someone will see it.